Welcome to Landmark Theater's Q&A podcast. In this podcast, you will hear a discussion with actors Trevante Rhodes and Ashton Sanders from the film Moonlight. Moderated by Ira Madison from MTV News. Recorded at the Landmark West LA.
So first, I just want to know how you both first got involved with the movie. How did you meet Barry? What made you want to do this film?
Well, for me, it was the typical audition process. I got the email. My manager called me. She was like, stop whatever you're doing at this moment and read this script because it's the best thing that I ever read. And it was indeed the best thing that I ever had the opportunity to read, so much so that I wondered why I even got it, to be honest. And yeah, man, I read it. Initially, I went in for the role of Kevin, the role that Andre Holland plays. And thank God that Barry was there because I was a terrible Kevin. But thankfully, I ended up being an okay Chiron. And, two or three auditions later, I booked the role.
Yeah, same. This was a very regular audition process for me. Met with Yessie, our casting director. Met with her a couple times, actually. Then Barry came out. I was actually about to go back to school at DePaul University, like the week before Barry came, and for their acting program. So I met with Barry, met with him a couple times actually, and got the part in like August. And we started filming in I started filming in like October. So yeah, that's how that went.
Well, yeah, what's interesting is that Barry didn't want either of you to meet during the process, right? So
we
what
just
was
met
that?
in like Toronto. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like what's up?
So what was that like, playing the same character, knowing that two other actors were playing that same role? And what was it like when you saw the movie for the first time and got to see one another's interpretations of Chiron?
I mean, it was liberating, man, to not have the stress of kind of, I guess, mimicking what the younger actors were doing, at least for me. And that was something that Barry really stressed, and he was adamant about not allowing us to do that because he didn't want us to mimic one another. He really wanted to focus on the fact that throughout our lives we change so drastically as a people, depending on what happens to us. And obviously Chiron had so many traumatic things happening to him at specific moments in his life.
Right.
So the fact that we were three completely different people really kind of magnified that. And I mean, that was just an ingenious thing that Barry did.
For sure.
And, obviously, Yessie Ramirez, our casting director, as Ashton said,
Right.
they just, did an incredible job.
Yeah, for sure. Just to back on that, also not being able to see their performances allowed us to focus on our sections without like trying to compare and contrast like what we should be doing in order to match that character. These are different circumstances in each section. So, yeah.
Did the great Naomi Harris, who's amazing in this movie, give you any sort of...
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry, brother. Come on. Let's
Clap for
clap for
Naomi
Naomi.
Harris.
please.
She's amazing. Yeah.
Was she sort of like something that could tether you to the other character? Because you both have great scenes with her, and obviously she had scenes with all three.
Well, in both sections, she was like in different stages of her like addiction. Like she was out of her addiction with Trevante and like the heaviest part with me. So I don't know. I feel like it was just great connecting with her. Like I know for me, it was a very like soulful experience just to act with her, and also some of the most like vulnerable acting I like ever did. Like that scene work that day was super emotional. Like people were on set crying. So yeah, she's cool.
I think in regards to her performance, like Ashton said, she was also three completely different people. You know what I mean? So there wasn't really that I guess that tether to kind of connect us because again, she was like doing the same thing we were doing in a sense. Right. And she filmed all her things, or like all of her scenes in 3 days. I have to stress that 3 days to put that performance on the screen. So like, incredibleness. Yeah, it's 3 days.
Yeah, in case some of you haven't read some interviews with Barry, he talked about Naomi had some visa issues, so she was actually only on set for a very short time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all
The
that.
queen, yes.
So this is really like the template for future films, about Black life, about the Black gay experience. Have you felt some of that weight? Have you felt sort of, what's the response been from people who've seen it already? Have people talked to you about how important this movie is to them?
Oh man, everybody's showing so much love, and it's great to be able to represent this life and these stories. And Chiron is a character that's super relatable, whether you're struggling with identity, sexuality, like somebody in your family on drugs. This is a very universal role, so it's cool to be able to again represent this like brand of people, like the other, and like people have been showing dumb love to me, to the cast, to Trevante, so that's like super respectable and humbling.
Yeah, I mean, what I've really loved is the fact that these are characters that, all Black Americans know.
Exactly.
And
Everybody,
yes,
not just
everybody. And
everybody.
they may even be in our family.
Right.
And it's great to be, seeing a Black film get this much buzz, especially during award season, and you're not picking cotton in it. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
And just lastly, before we open things up to the audience, I know that Terrell McCraney,
The playwright.
amazing playwright,
Let's clap for
that one clap.
Every 5 seconds, just clap.
One,
Just
it's fine. No one sees theater here. But the original title is Black Boys Look Blue in the Moonlight. Did Barry ever sort of give you an explanation of that title, or Terrell, or sort of, did Barry just ever talk, about like the representation of Moonlight in general, the title?
No, but there have been so many interesting kind of just thoughts about what the meaning of the name of the film is. And one thing that I found to be just the most incredible kind of description of it was, someone said that I forgot, in the moonlight represents kind of the illumination of the darkness in certain people, and allowing them to kind of again come out of that darkness through the shining of the moonlight, through the light. So I was just like, man, you put some thought into that, and that is incredible. I like that. So that's what I've been going with. So that sounds
Let's
good
go
to
with
me.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
How has this script and this experience changed the way you guys are as young men and as artists?
It spoiled the hell out of me, man, to be quite honest. Like, obviously at this point, it's weird, opportunities are being presented, and it's a very like unique experience because you have a moment like that, you have a sensation like that people are telling you you're never gonna feel again. Because, I mean, this is a movement, man. Like, it's not just a film. This is something that, like, you read the script for the first time and you know that this is gonna change lives. This is gonna open people's eyes.
Which is very rare.
Which is
very rare.
Incredibly rare. And then, Barry Jenkins you saw like the blood, sweat, and tears that this man put into this script because it was so personal to him. And whenever it's something so personal to you, it becomes personal to everybody because everybody can relate. It's what is it? In its specificity, it becomes so universal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, it's a terrifying situation to be in right now because, like, I love this script. I love this film. I love everybody that was involved. And that was Barry's main focus, was to bring a collective of people who were genuine and good-hearted people to bring this particular masterpiece to life. And so, yeah, man, it's just a really unique experience. And I'm hopeful that we feel that again, but, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Just to back on that, this was a passion project for everybody involved. So we all collectively gave our souls to these people and lost ourselves to become these people. Acting is recreating life, so we wanted to be as authentic and as real to the characters that we possibly could have been. So yeah, like you said, we were definitely spoiled. We were spoiled to have a great playwright, to have worked with Barry Jenkins, and to be surrounded by so much love while making this love project. It was an incredible experience.
So I was fascinated by the fact that you weren't able to see each other's performances, because as each new older character was introduced, you knew immediately who that person was, because the mannerisms were the same. I don't want to sound silly, but the soul was the same. How did you do that if you couldn't see the performances?
Casting,
And a great director, man.
great director, a great script. I mean, honestly, the essence of the character was in the script. There were certain beats in the script. There was certain spacing in the script that allows you to know that this person, he internalized everything, and he didn't have the, I guess, the know-how to verbalize himself appropriately. You know what I mean? So you saw that within the script, and then again, just giving yourself to Barry and allowing him to, mold and help you find who this person is. It was just really just trusting in Barry, trusting in the script, and trusting in yourself that you know. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, that's why we got casted. It was more about, obviously, we look nothing alike. It was about the essence right here that really, I guess, got us the part. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, as actors, as you prepare for your roles, what were some of the questions that you asked yourself, or at least like one or two questions that are really important, and how is that answered on the screen?
So for me, it wasn't so much about asking myself any questions. It was more about kind of stripping away my understanding of myself and kind of walking around LA with this essence of disdain towards everyone that I came into contact with, because Sharon doesn't love himself, obviously, because his mother doesn't love him. So if the one person that's supposed to love you doesn't accept you, you can't find that within yourself. So for me, I was walking around LA literally with this self-hate and really seeing even little children walking around LA like happy with their family and everything, and really wanting to backhand the shit out of them because I couldn't find the happiness within myself. You know what I mean? And walking around feeling as if I had a secret to hide from everyone. So I couldn't connect with anyone because I felt like they would look into my soul. They would see the weakness in me. They would see me hiding behind this mask that I had. They would see this individual who didn't know himself, you know what I mean? So it was really walking around with that weight and literally feeling like this fucking like suffocating weight on my chest because I couldn't be my truest self, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until you get home and you just like relieve yourself of that, and it's like, all right, fuck, I could breathe and shit. But it was a unique sensation, man, because like I'm someone who is like very open. Like I like to connect with people. I like to, have these kind of conversations and have this with you guys. So so to do that, it was just it was an awesome kind of process to learn more about myself, because I feel like, I don't know, you can never not be yourself, obviously. So I feel like Sharon is like, I have like 5% of Sharon in me, and I got to exhaust 100% of that 5%. So I learned so much about myself by doing that. So that was how I kind of, came to the character by, really experimenting like that and enjoying that sensation.
How do you see this film impacting the state of, say, masculinity or machismo, not only within American subculture, but within the Black community, especially as the film disperses in the coming months? How do you see this really affecting a culture of masculinity?
I feel like it's going to change the state of mind that we have created for masculinity within the Black community or within our world. Like this dude was talking about, like, I guess, like the relations between like being more dominant or being more like submissive. These two characters were just two men with two different, two boys who grow into men with two totally different circumstances, who are real people, and they're the way they are because of their situations and circumstances. Like, we don't have to walk around with social masks in order to fit in or to be ourselves. So I feel like that's what a lot of people do nowadays, which is why they're so macho, when really, like, they're the softest people, So it's going to open up the conversation for sure, and hopefully it changes people's mindsets.
Yeah, man, I think just to kind of, bring it together. I think it's going to really allow people to understand that we are multifaceted people. You know what I mean? Like I can have the muscles and everything, but still also know that it's okay to cry, know that it's okay to love someone.
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's the hope of the film, is that we can show people that, like this, we don't have to, be this person all the time. You don't have to be the cat that makes somebody wants to, walk across the street because whatever reason, you know what I mean? And stop judging people. We, like, as a people, we judge everybody that we see, legitimately. Like, I'm doing it now, to be quite honest with you. Like, everybody, I'm judging, like, I'm like, oh, this person is this person is, but it's like, like we do that as a people.
Insecurities, like
it's
within
insecurities,
ourselves too. Like
Yeah.
we put those out on other people to make ourselves feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, why do we do that? It's so weird.
It's unique. So it's just like, that's the hope of the film, and that we again, if you go into it with open hearts and open eyes, you'll understand. You'll leave with an understanding that we are literally all the same. Like, you strip away sexual orientation, you strip away race, you strip away gender. We are literally the same water bottles looking for connection. You know what I mean? Looking for understanding. We're literally the same shit. You know what I mean? So that's hope. What the hope of the film is, just understanding, love, and all that. Bam.
Yes.
Can we hear it one more time for Trevante and Ashton?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You have been watching the Landmark Theater's Q&A podcast. For further in-depth discussions with filmmakers, be sure to check out the other Q&As available on our channel from past films. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all our bonus content. Thanks for watching.